So here comes the $64,000 question. How do we wrest control of music away from those who break a litany of laws and return music, once again to quote John Lennon, power to the people? Here is the answer. We make the labels, the major corporate labels, Sony, Universal, and Warner Music Group, obey the law. Right now they are violating numerous laws, and here are three huge key critical examples. Number one, they are committing collusion. With few exceptions, every streaming site is the same price, $9.99 in the USA, and the price has never gone up and never gone down because clearly these streaming sites are being ordered by the major labels to charge the exact same price. This is illegal. This is collusion. Number two, they're a monopoly. When Steve Jobs started the first iTunes music store, the major labels all talked amongst themselves and agreed as one entity to charge the same price. By doing this, they acted as a single monolithic entity, thereby violating the Sherman antitrust law. Lastly, number three. When they started selling music with Steve Jobs on the original iTunes music store, the labels didn't clearly own this music in the first place. The law stated that musicians could receive these copyrights back after 35 years. If that is the case, and in the high courts they declared that it was the case, then the major labels never actually owned the music they were selling on the iTunes music download store. Yes, they controlled it temporarily, but they never actually owned it. In other words, it was like a car leasing agreement. When you lease a car, it is only yours for a limited period of time. You cannot sell this automobile because you are only leasing the automobile. You don't actually own it. The music industry has the same dynamic as the car leasing industry, but the major labels have continually violated this law and retained the copyrights after 35 years. This is a crime. It's theft. Three important senators, Josh Hawley from Missouri, Lina Khan, and Amy Klobuchar, have all stated that the major labels are a monopoly who violate the law. If musicians would rally together as a single large and powerful unit, they could, with Hawley, Khan, and Klobuchar at the lead, march together on Washington, D.C. and demand that the major labels return the copyrights after 35 years, thereby making musicians and songwriters far more powerful. The oft-mentioned Berklee School of Music top dog, George Howard, stated it simply in this parallel. The major labels are backing like dinosaurs into the troglodyte cave to become fossilized. That's where they should be, but as long as artists stay fractured, stay isolated from one another, they will continue to be exploited by the major labels, Sony, Universal, and Warner Music Group.